Welcome to my channel. Before we start, let me ask you one honest question. Do you know why many people study English for years, read books, watch videos, memorize grammar, but still cannot speak fluently when they open their mouth? Think about it for a moment. You may feel this pain yourself. You understand English. You know words. You know rules. But when it is time to speak, your mind becomes blank. Your heart beats fast. Your confidence goes down. And you start thinking, maybe English is not for me. But listen carefully. The problem is not that you are weak. The problem is not that you are bad at English. And the problem is definitely not that you are not talented. Fluency is not a gift that only lucky people have. Fluency is not about knowing big grammar rules. Fluency is not about speaking very fast like a machine. And fluency is not about sounding perfect. This is the biggest lie English learners believe, and this lie stops progress. Let me tell you something very important, something I have learned from teaching English for many years. Fluency is built step by step, just like learning how to walk. A baby does not start by running. First, the baby listens. Then the baby makes sounds. Then small words come. Then broken sentences. And one day, without any grammar book, the child speaks fluently. No fear. No pressure. No shame. This is how the human brain learns language. If you can understand me now, even a little, you are already closer to fluency than you think. Yes, you heard that right. Understanding is not a small thing. It means your brain is already working in English. It means your journey has already started. You are not at zero. You are already on the road, even if you feel slow. Many learners quit because they think they are not improving. But growth in language is quiet. It happens inside first. Words settle in your brain. Sounds become familiar. Sentences start to feel natural. And then one day something changes. You speak without thinking too much. You don't translate every word. English starts to come out on its own. This moment does not come from pressure. It comes from the right steps. Today I will not confuse you. I will not overload you. I will not tell you to do everything at once. Today I will show you how fluency is built, one small step at a time. Simple steps. Clear steps. Human steps. If you stay with me till the end, you will see English differently. And more importantly, you will see yourself differently. Now let's begin. Chapter 1. What fluency really means, breaking the biggest lie. Most English learners start their journey with hope, but somewhere along the way, that hope becomes fear. The reason is simple yet very powerful. Learners are told again and again that fluency means perfect grammar, fast speaking, and zero mistakes. They watch fluent speakers online and think, I can never speak like that. Slowly, this belief enters the mind and starts controlling everything. Before speaking, they judge themselves. While speaking, they panic. After speaking, they feel ashamed. This one belief quietly kills confidence, not because the learner is weak, but because the goal is wrong. Let me tell you a story that I have seen many times in my teaching life. Imagine a learner named Ali. Ali studies English every day. He knows hundreds of words. He understands YouTube videos without subtitles. He can read English articles and understand the meaning. But when someone talks to him in English and asks a simple question like, "Can you introduce yourself?" Ali's heart starts beating fast. His hands feel cold. His mind becomes empty. He suddenly forgets everything he knows. Later, when he is alone, he speaks perfectly in his head. He says long sentences. He feels fluent. But in front of people, fear closes his mouth. This is not because Ali does not know English. This is because Ali believes fluency means being perfect. Now let us remove this lie and replace it with truth. Fluency means expressing simple thoughts smoothly. That is all. Fluency does not mean speed. Fluency does not mean big vocabulary. Fluency does not mean perfect grammar. If you can say, "I am tired today," "I don't understand," or "Can you help me?" without fear, that is fluency at your level. Fluency grows layer by layer. First simple thoughts, then longer thoughts, then deeper ideas. But it always starts simple. As an English professor with many years of experience, I want you to understand how the human brain learns language. Think about babies. Babies do not learn grammar first. They do not open a book and study tenses. They listen. They repeat sounds. They make mistakes. They say broken sentences. Yet we call them fluent in their language. Why? Because they communicate. The brain learns language through usage, not through rules. Rules help later, but usage creates fluency. Here is a powerful teaching moment that can change your life. If you wait to be perfect, you will never speak. Perfection is not a friend of fluency. Perfection is an enemy. Creates fear. Fear creates silence. Silence stops progress. Many learners stay silent for years, waiting for the perfect moment, the perfect grammar, the perfect confidence. That moment never comes. Fluency comes to those who start before they feel ready. Now I want you to change the way you see yourself. You are not bad at English. You are not slow. You are not weak. You are simply at an early step. And being at an early step is not a problem. It is a sign that growth is happening. Every fluent speaker you admire was once exactly where you are now. They were confused. They were afraid. They made mistakes. But they kept going. Another very important truth is this. Fluency grows naturally when fear goes down. When you remove the pressure to be perfect, your mind relaxes. When your mind relaxes, words come out more easily. When words come out, confidence grows. And when confidence grows, fluency follows. This is not magic. This is how the brain works. So stop asking yourself, "Why am I not fluent yet?" Start asking, "What is my next small step?" Because fluency is not one big jump. It is a series of small, kind steps taken every day. And when you understand this, English stops feeling like a burden and starts feeling like a skill you are building. Now that you know what fluency really means, there is one important question left. If fluency is built step by step, then what is the very first step? That is exactly what we will explore in the next chapter. Chapter 2. The first step, listening before speaking. Let me begin this chapter with a simple but powerful question. How did you learn your first language? Think about it honestly. Did you start by studying grammar? Did someone give you a book and say, "Learn these rules first"? Of course not. Before you spoke even one word, you listened. You listened to your parents. You listened to people around you. You listened every day without effort, without pressure, and without fear. Long before you said your first sentence, your brain was already full of sounds, rhythms, and patterns. This is something many English learners forget. You listened for thousands of hours before you ever spoke your first language. And yet, when learning English, you expect yourself to speak quickly, clearly, and perfectly with very little listening. This creates frustration. This creates fear. And this creates the false feeling that you are failing. Let me tell you something very important. If you don't speak yet, it does not mean you are failing. It means your brain is still preparing. The human brain is very intelligent, but it works in a specific order. First, it needs sound patterns. It needs to hear how words connect. It needs to feel the music of the language. Only after that does it feel safe enough to speak. When learners skip listening and force speaking, the brain feels stressed. And a stressed brain cannot produce language smoothly. This is where slow listening becomes extremely powerful. Slow English is not for weak learners. Slow English is for smart learners. When English is slow and clear, your brain can relax. When your brain relaxes, fear goes down. When fear goes down, learning goes up. Safety is very important in language learning. If your brain feels rushed or judged, it closes. But if it feels safe, it opens. Here is a very strong truth that I want you to remember. Your brain cannot speak what it has never heard. If you want to speak English naturally, you must first hear English naturally. This does not mean you must understand every word. It means your brain must become familiar with the sound of English. With daily listening, English stops feeling foreign. It starts feeling normal. Let me give you practical examples. Listening to slow English stories is one of the best ways to build fluency. Stories give context. They help you understand meaning, not just words. And when you listen again and again, something interesting happens. The first time you understand very little. The second time you understand more. The third time sentences start to feel familiar. This is how fluency quietly grows. But here is an important correction. Listening is not passive. Simply playing English in the background while doing other things is not enough. Effective listening means attention. It means you listen with your mind, not just your ears. You notice simple phrases. You feel how sentences start and end. Even 5 or 10 minutes of focused listening is powerful. Many learners say, "I listen, but I don't improve." Often, the problem is not listening. The problem is listening without intention. When you listen daily with purpose, your brain starts creating English pathways. You may not notice it immediately, but one day, English words come to your mind without translation. This is a big sign of progress. This is also an identity shift. When you listen every day, you are no longer someone who is trying to learn English. You are someone who is living with English. Your brain starts thinking in English naturally. This is the real foundation of fluency. Listening builds understanding. Understanding builds confidence. And confidence prepares you for the next step. Once your brain has enough English sounds inside it, the natural next step is speaking. Not fast, not perfect, but simple and real. In the next chapter, we will talk about how to turn your listening into speaking without fear and without pressure. Chapter 3. Speaking slowly, the hidden power of simple sentences. Let us start with an emotional truth that many learners do not want to accept. Fear stops the mouth, not lack of knowledge. Most English learners know more than they think they do. They understand simple questions. They recognize common words. They can form sentences in their mind. But when it is time to speak, fear takes control. Fear of mistakes. Fear of sounding foolish. Fear of being judged. This fear creates tension, and tension blocks speech. The first thing we must remove is pressure. Many learners believe that speaking slowly means they are weak or not fluent. This belief is wrong. Speaking slowly is not weakness. Speaking slowly is intelligence. When you speak slowly, your brain has time to think. Your mouth has time to move. Your confidence has time to grow. Speed comes later. Clarity comes first. As an English professor, I have seen this again and again. Fluency grows from clarity, not speed. People who try to speak fast often make more mistakes and feel more stress. People who speak slowly feel calm. They feel in control, and control creates confidence. A calm speaker is more fluent than a fast speaker who is afraid. Now let me give you a very simple and powerful strategy. One idea, one sentence. That is all. Do not try to say everything at once. If you have many ideas, break them into small sentences. For example, instead of saying, "Yesterday I went to the market where I met my friend and we talked about many things and then I came back home late," say, "Yesterday I went to the market, I met my friend, we talked, I came home late." Simple, clear, natural. This is how fluency is built. You can practice this in daily life. Talk about what you are doing. I am making tea. I am tired today. I need to rest. These small sentences are not childish. They are powerful. They train your brain to connect thoughts with English words. You can also talk to yourself. This is not strange. This is smart. Talking to yourself removes fear because there is no judgment. You are free to practice. Here is a very important spike moment. Fluent speakers were once slow speakers. Every fluent speaker you admire started with simple sentences. They paused. They searched for words. They made mistakes. But they continued. Fluency did not come from speed. It came from repetition and courage. Now let us talk about mistakes. Many learners hate mistakes. They think mistakes mean failure. But mistakes are signs of growth. A person who never makes mistakes never speaks. And a person who never speaks never improves. When you make a mistake, it means you are using the language. It means your brain is learning. Mistakes are not enemies. They are teachers. Speaking slowly gives you control. You can hear yourself. You can correct yourself. You can feel your progress. When you rush, you lose control. When you slow down, you gain power. This is why slow speaking builds confidence naturally. Confidence is not something you wait for. It is something you build. Now let us talk about habits. Fluency is not built in one day. It is built with small daily practice. Speak a little every day. Even 5 minutes is enough. 5 minutes of real speaking is better than 1 hour of silent study. Consistency is more important than intensity. Small daily steps create big change over time. This also requires an identity change. Stop thinking, I must speak perfectly. Start thinking, I am practicing. You are not performing on a stage. You are learning a skill. Learners are allowed to be slow. Learners are allowed to make mistakes. When you accept this, fear loses its power. Remember this. You are building fluency, not showing fluency. When you speak slowly and simply, you are laying strong foundations. And strong foundations support fluent speech in the future. Small daily steps create long-term fluency. Listening prepares the brain. Slow speaking activates the mouth. And together they move you forward. In the next chapter, we will bring everything together and talk about a simple daily system that helps fluency grow automatically over time. Chapter 4. Daily System. How Fluency Grows Automatically. Let us start with reality, not dreams. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you feel excited to learn English. Some days you feel tired, bored, or busy. This is normal. You are human. If fluency depended only on motivation, very few people would ever succeed. But fluency does not depend on motivation. Fluency depends on systems. Motivation is like the weather. Systems are like the road. The weather changes, but the road stays. That is why this chapter is very important. If you want fluency to grow automatically, you need a simple daily system, not a complicated plan. Not a heavy schedule. Just a few small actions you can repeat every day. When actions become habits, effort becomes easier. And when effort becomes easier, fluency grows quietly. The daily system is simple. First, listen daily. This is the foundation. Even 10 or 15 minutes of listening is enough. Listen to slow English. Listen to stories. Listen to voices you can understand. Do not worry about understanding every word. Let your brain relax. Let the sounds enter naturally. Daily listening keeps English alive in your mind. Second, repeat slowly. Repetition is powerful, but many learners misunderstand it. Repeating slowly helps your brain connect sound and meaning. You do not need to repeat everything. Choose small sentences. Repeat them calmly. Feel the rhythm. This is not about copying like a robot. This is about training your mouth and your ears together. Third, speak simply. Use the English you already have. Do not wait for more vocabulary. Talk about your day. Talk about your feelings. Talk about simple actions. Speak to yourself. Speak to the mirror. Speak without pressure. This daily speaking, even for a few minutes, keeps your speaking muscle active. If you follow this system, something beautiful happens. One day, words come out naturally. You are not searching for them. You are not translating. They just come. This moment surprises many learners. They think fluency arrives suddenly. But the truth is, fluency was growing quietly every day. Here is an important lesson about patience. Fluency is invisible at first. You may feel nothing is changing. But inside your brain, connections are forming. Sounds are becoming familiar. Patterns are settling. This invisible work is very important. Many learners quit during this stage because they think they are not improving. But this stage is where the real work happens. As a teacher, let me reassure you. Progress happens quietly. You may not notice improvement every day. But if you stay consistent, one day you will notice a big change. You will understand more. You will speak more easily. You will feel less fear. This is how real learning works. Now imagine the long-term vision. Today, your sentences may be broken. Tomorrow, they will be clearer. Slowly, they will flow. You will connect ideas. You will express emotions. English will stop feeling heavy. It will start feeling natural. This journey does not require talent. It requires patience and consistency. This is also an identity shift. English is no longer just a subject you study. English is becoming part of your life. You listen in English. You think in English. You speak in English. Even in small ways. This identity change is powerful. When English becomes part of your daily life, fluency grows automatically. Remember this final truth. Consistency beats talent. Many talented people quit. Many average learners succeed because they show up every day. Small steps done daily create big results. You do not need to do more. You need to do it regularly. You have now learned the system. You understand the steps. The only thing left is to continue the journey. And you do not have to do it alone. Stay with me. Practice with me. Grow with me. Your fluency is not far away. Before you leave, let me speak to you from the heart. If this video helped you even a little, if English feels possible now, if your fear feels smaller than before, then this is your sign to continue. Subscribe to this channel for daily English fluency guidance. Here we learn slowly, step by step, without pressure and without fear. This channel is not about rushing. It is about building real fluency that stays with you for life. Please like this video if you felt hope while watching, if you understood the ideas, and if you believe you can speak English one day. Your like tells me that this content is helping you, and it also helps this video reach other learners who feel the same fear you once felt. Now I want you to comment. Write one small step you will start today. Maybe listening for 10 minutes. Maybe speaking one simple sentence. Or you can simply write this line in the comments. Step by step, I will be fluent. Writing this is not just a comment. It is a promise to yourself. Remember, fluency does not come fast. It comes faithfully. Keep showing up. Keep taking small steps. Your English will grow.